not sure if I've talked about this in the past. I've complained about this on streams. I don't know if I've ever made a video about this topic because I'm not a big Animal Crossing fan, right? I put plenty of time into New Horizons. I've actually been playing it a lot lately now, trying to like max out my house and play it every day to keep my to keep making money and keep making new structures and stuff like that. Like I've been having a lot of fun playing Animal Crossing New Horizons, but there has been a really weird YouTube trend with this specific game that I think is just downright laughable. Right? This is a really interesting example of how Pretendos will try and spin an extremely successful game into a failure. Of course, like Animal Crossing New Horizons has sold like 40 million copies. It's a huge deal. Like it's hugely popular. It's like the second best selling Switch game ever, right? It is a phenomenon, a legit success story for Nintendo by all measures, right? Like nobody can deny that. But the weird thing is, there are a dedicated group of YouTubers, people who put thousands of hours in the game, who are complaining about the game running out of content after putting that much time into it. People who have played this game every day for hours since it came out, right? People who have like min-maxed everything, who have their towns exactly the way they want it, who have completed everything in the game, who have done everything. Like they are upset that Animal Crossing New Horizons is no longer receiving new updates. Right? After putting thousands of hours into Animal Crossing, the game suddenly has nothing more to do, and that makes it bad. Nintendo has abandoned Animal Crossing. They have abandoned the player base, and they are ignoring the cries from this starving audience who just want to play their city building game. So instead of doing the obvious thing and just playing something else, right? Why don't you like whip out ActRaiser or something, right? Like, come on. Instead of doing the obvious and just like, playing a new game, doing something a little bit different, maybe it's time to put down the Animal Crossing. Like, instead of doing that, these people are making these like long YouTube video essays complaining about how Nintendo didn't support the game enough, right? And it's such a weird thing because you just know that the vast majority of the player base haven't done what these people have done. These are like the most hardcore players in the community, right? These are the guys who have maxed out their bell counts, who have like learned all the exploits, who have like done everything the game has to offer, right? Like the majority of people don't do that. They play Animal Crossing because they enjoy playing it, right? They want to play it at their own pace, right? They're not going to spend hours upon hours every day just grinding everything out, just doing everything to get everything in the game, right? Like they are just going to enjoy the game, the way it was meant to be played, playing a couple of hours every day. Right. Well, probably less than an hour every day, right? Just coming back to it over a long period of time, the way it was intended, right? Like it is very unlikely that the average player would like catch all the insects or do everything you can do in a given year, right? Like it's possible to like to miss events and to like not do things at certain times and things like that. Like Animal Crossing is a lot of fun, but most people don't revolve their lives around it. And as a result, the game has an extraordinary amount of content for players who play that way, who play sporadically, like as I play through the game, I discover more and more things I want to do and what I want to accomplish and things like that. And I'm playing at my own pace. Like that's the thing here. Like I think the extreme like hardcore community, hardcore Animal Crossing community really misses the point of what the series is supposed to be about. That like it is about like just chilling out and having fun, right? You guys are taking this way too seriously. Like who cares if Nintendo isn't updating the game? Who cares if they're not releasing new items or whatever, if they've stopped production? It's such a weird thing. Like I'm sure we'll get a new Animal Crossing before the end of the decade, maybe not on Switch, maybe on the next platform, but it is coming, right? So like, why exactly are you not just anticipating the new release? Why exactly are you so adamant that like New Horizons needs to be supported perpetually, right? Like to me, this is an example of a fan base that like desperately, desperately, desperately wants to make Nintendo the bad guy in any situation, Right? Like we see this a lot in the Zelda community with people who like cry about their favorite games not getting the support they think they deserve, right? Sean Malmstrom is someone I always bring up as someone who like loves the NES games, but like hates everything that came out after that. You have people in the Mario community like who just complain about certain games. Like you have stuff in the Metroid community, right? With people who hate Prime, people who hate Fusion, people who hate Dread. You tried to hate on Dread, right? I don't think the Dread thing really stuck. But like when you look at these people who just complain about these things that they claim to have put so much time into them, it's really impossible to take them seriously. If you were really unhappy with Animal Crossing and how it was structured and how it was put together, like you wouldn't have put so much time into it. Like that is the reality. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, like you are still playing the game. Nintendo has done what they set out to do in making a product that you can spend your time on, right? You're not putting down the game because it's too boring. You're not putting it down because it's bad. You're still playing the game even with all of these complaints about perceived issues that nobody cares about. And yeah, it's quite a few people that I've seen doing this. YouTubers I've never even heard of usually, but like I am getting really tired of it. It is like the new trend, I think. It's probably more annoying for me than like the people who are going after Tears of the Kingdom. I'm like, well, maybe not Synthetic Man, maybe not someone that ridiculous, but like it's close, right? Like you get similar vibes from it. Like people who are trying to push a narrative, trying to downplay this specific release, trying to downplay these specific games, doing everything they possibly can to write off Nintendo, write off Animal Crossing, write off Splatoon even. I've heard Splatoon get like attacked by these people because the Animal Crossing team works on Splatoon games. Like a lot of people try to say that like Splatoon is taking away resources from Animal Crossing, right? And it just doesn't work that way. All right, the game was not going to be updated perpetually no matter what. Like it has nothing to do with Splatoon existing, right? That's just straight up ridiculous. Like these people just really need to understand that the world doesn't revolve around them, right? Like if you're not happy with the product, like just stop playing it. Like stop talking about it. You don't need to make these clickbait video essays, like talk nitpicking every little detail. You don't need to complain about Nintendo about not getting enough content. Like you need to understand that it's just a video game and that it's not that big of a deal.